I mean, I don't put Eric on having a bolt or any way to stop my sword. So I kind of want to just get that sword in play. So I think I would have just let that Goyf resolve. Alright, Jake's gonna respond with a brainstorm. You're still fighting over this Goyf.
Yeah, so the Goyf is on the stack, then it's Jake Snapcaster, and then I believe Eric Snapcaster.
Oh, fire, okay. So he's firing the Stoneforge, so... I mean, my play would have not worked out that well because he did have fire, but... I mean, Jake's play is not working out right now unless he draws into a Daze or a Force. So we'll see what happens.
So fire resolves, now Brainstorm is resolving. Jake responded with a Brainstorm at one point, then Eric responded with fire, so... Brainstorm resolving now for Jake.
Alright, so Jake's got a plow, so he could easily answer the Goyf.
That is, I believe, a dual decks source to Plowshares.
Sure.
Elspeth versus Tezzeret, I think.
Alright. So this game looks pretty good for Jake. I'll say
Jake.
Jake
Lot of
is
fighting over that Goyf, and now the Goyf's probably just going to die to
yeah.
Plow.
I mean, Jake's probably like 90% to win this game.
He's Caracas against his opponent's Vendilion clicks as well, by the way.
Yeah, I mean the Caracas is going to get wastelanded, but if I was Jake, I would play Caracas, plow the Goyf, and then I would play Stoneforge. And it just gives Eric a one-window chance to actually top deck something good. Otherwise, Jake's just going to win the game with Batterskull. Alright, so Jake's trying to play it really safe, I guess. Which is fine. He's going to go down to like
both white
8 life, 5 life. Well, the whole thing is that what Jake wants to do, Jake wants to leave open counterspell. I don't really agree too much with his play because Eric has nothing, so it's just top deck. Most of the time, people just top deck nothing. Let's see what Eric would have drawn because Jake wants to have counterspell mana open. Where for me, I just want to get rid of that Goyf right now.
Wasteland on Caracas.
Yep. All right. Jake probably should have brainstormed there. Does he not have brainstorm?
No, he's still got brainstorm.
Yeah, I would have brainstormed just to guarantee to hit a land. I mean, it turned out that he did draw a land, but...
And it's Riptide Lab.
Yep. All right, now Eric can't really do much. Jake's actually lower than 14 life, just for everybody at home. Jake should be at 11-7 about. Jake should probably be about 7 life. Eric beats in with the 3-1, yeah. Alright. So here comes Batterskull, which could just lock up the game right now. Jake still has a plow. So, yep, oh wow, I need you a force. This is really good for Jake. So Jake, yeah, I'm not sure how big the Goyf is. Is it only it's a land, instant, so it must be a 3-4. Yeah, Goyf's a 3-4.
What do you think of land, instant, sorcery? Is there sorcery? Have you ever seen it? I'm trying to remember what we've seen. I know, are there any creatures in... Oh yeah, there's creatures in the graveyard, so land is a creature then.
It's the only creature in the graveyard I think is the Stoneforge, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it's looking really good for JDL right now because he's got not only that Batterskull...
So Jake is on 7 life, 6 life for the people at home. Because he went from 5 to 9 down to 6. I mean, Alright, so Jake bashes in again. Jake's holding on to that brainstorm so he can pitch it to Force of Will. It seems like.
Yeah, it seems that way. So he goes with plowing the Vendilion click.
Yeah, it looked like on his upkeep. I might have done that at the end of last turn, to be honest. But I think because Jake drew a second plow, the whole thing is in my head, I wouldn't even care about the Vendilion click. All I really care about is the Goyf, because I don't want it to get bigger than my Batterskull.
Right.
But I mean, we could ask Jake later, see what his thought process is.
He does have that second plow there. So there's a Jason
There's
Mind
Jace.
Sculptor from Eric.
So I would counter it. Yep, seems good.
Counter spell. And we have Force of Will.
All right.
Removing Snapcaster from Mage. So far, Eric's used his Snapcaster,
Yep.
which is just to exile for Force of Will. JBL does have the Force back with removing the Brainstorm, right?
Yep.
Has one card in hand, which we know is a plow. Is that?
Yeah, Source
is that
Splash here.
right? Yeah, we know he has a plow. Yeah, he
I do
calls another
Brainstorm.
Nice top deck.
I'll probably hold on to that Brainstorm now.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's a mistake by Jake right there.
swings in with the Batterskull.
Yeah.
Goyf declared as a blocker,
Yeah.
and Goyf then plowed in response.
The problem was that Jake forgot that the Planeswalker went through the graveyard. So what Jake should have done, he should have plowed before the attack and swung in with both the Stoneforge and the Batterskull. But it happens. That's fine. Eric passes back. Jake doesn't... Okay.
And did he just draw another plow?
I think he did. Yep,
All
beat him
right,
for
so-
5. That's good. I would actually Brainstorm now. Alright, Jake doesn't, but that would have been my play.
Well, Eric decides to do it.
Yeah. So I still can't see Eric's hand, which is fine. I'm pretty sure we never saw Eric's hand at all, for the most part, so... I would have played similar to Jake, for the most part. Few things I would have done different. People at home, if you guys are thinking the same thing, you would play like Jake, not play like Jake. It's kind of fun to play along from one side.
Yeah. So there's a bolt
Lightning
for the Stoneforge Mystic. Not such a big deal, really, I guess.
I mean, I still would use that Brainstorm a while ago, like on the previous turn, but Jake's holding on to it. All right, I think now you definitely want to use the Brainstorm before you do anything now. All right, so he's attacking first. And he just passes. I don't agree here. There's a good chance that Jake could draw something really good. Maybe Jake could draw like a Jace the Mind Sculptor and just win the game on the spot. So I don't understand why he's not using that Brainstorm.
I mean, I wonder, as far as, I think if AJ Soccer were here, I know he likes to say, you don't, he likes to say that how you get to wait. You don't have to wait to use Brainstorm, you get to wait to use Brainstorm. So, like, using Brainstorm in a situation where you don't really need to, at this point, Jake's in good shape.
But I don't understand why he wouldn't cast Brainstorm. It makes, honestly, for me, it doesn't make sense here.
Well, what is he digging for? Like, what is
He could just draw Jace and win the game on the spot.
Right, but he's in good shape to win the game already.
But why are you giving your opponent a chance to catch up? You have Brainstorm, you could dig 3 cards deep here.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, there's a good chance you hit a Sackland, there's a good chance you hit a Jace, there's a good chance you hit a Vidalian Click, a Snapcaster Mage. You know, I would have just done it that turn.
Yeah, I mean, I get your logic. I'm just thinking, trying to.
Yeah, see, he actually would have hit a Sackland too. Not to say in hindsight or anything, but it's just.
Yeah, I just like to try to figure out why.
Yeah.
Maybe why he's.
Because
thinking.
right now you could. I don't know what he's thinking, but what I'm thinking is that press your advantage.
So preordained from Eric.
So now he
Now
brainstorms.
he's going to brainstorm. See, brainstorms towards. I mean, Stoneforge Mystic and Island.
Yeah, he would have got to that Stoneforge too that previous turn, which would have allowed him to shuffle away bad cards. But I mean, so be it. Jake's in good, like a good spot here.
Yeah, he's still in great shape.
Yeah, I mean,
regardless of
just for everybody, like you don't have to always wait for Brainstorm. You don't always have to cast Brainstorm. But in this spot, it would have been good to Brainstorm.
now he brainstorms again. See, Swords to Plowshare, Snapcaster Mage, Stealth
Yeah,
Snare,
I mean, yeah, Jake wins this game, but.
All right, so Preordained now finally resolving for Eric English.
All right, nice game. All right, so
That's
Jake
just
takes
give it
game
up.
1.
I like Jake's deck. I mean, it's not that far off from lists we've seen recently. I know Chris Van Meter was playing Blue-White Blade as recently as Nashville, and he was a co-champion there with Todd Anderson.
Where was this?
This is in Nashville.
Oh, okay.
2 weeks ago. It was Todd Anderson playing Bug and Chris Van Meter playing Blue-White Blade in the finals, and
Yeah.
I believe they split. They were co-champions.
So I think Jake should bring in 1 Umezawa Jitte. He should bring in 2 Spell Pierce. And he should bring in... That's... yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, I'll
What do you
bring...
think about Elspeth?
Elspeth?
Yeah, I mean, I just always think she's so good. Just curious what you think about
I mean,
Elspeth.
Elspeth's okay. I wouldn't really bring in Elspeth versus Eric's deck. I mean, Jake could, but I would just bring in the 1 Jitte and the 2 Spell Pierces. And I would probably take out... the 1 Repeal I would take out. And I would take out 2... not a big fan of the Spell Stutter sprites.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it counters Brainstorm, Preordain, Stifle, all on its own. Spell Snare. Counters kind of a lot of Eric's cards just by itself.
Yeah.
That's if he doesn't have something like a Vendilion Click or does he have Mutavault? Yeah, he's 3
Yeah,
Mutavaults.
he's got
in his
3
deck, so
Mutavaults.
we didn't see those that game, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Spell Stutter seems pretty good.
Jake could like
And
trim
it
some
holds-
numbers
holds
too.
Swords too. That's the other thing about Spell Stutter. It's very
Yeah, I
good.
guess if he's bringing the Jitte, he kind of wants to leave in the sprite. I'll just bring the Jitte just because I think it's good versus Eric's type. You know, just versus Eric in general. And Eric's not gonna really have like artifact removal and whatnot. So, but whatever. What are you looking at for Eric?
It just looks like Eric does have 2 Ancient Grudge, which I believe he'll bring in after seeing the Batter Skull and the Sword. So he's got 2 Ancient Grudge, 2 Red Elemental Blast, 2 Pyroblast. I think those will all come in. He's also got Spell Pierce. I think possibly a Thrun the Last Troll. So he's got a pretty good amount of stuff to bring in, possibly 9 cards.
I honestly think it's really bad to bring in like artifact removal for something like Stoneforge, where it's only so few artifacts.
Yeah.
Where it could just, I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe in Legacy you have to bring it in, but I mean, you might be right. You know what I'm saying?
It seems to me like why those Batter Skulls and Swords are huge. You know, like they're huge in the game. I mean, they're kind of the titans, I guess, of Jacob's deck in a way. Like, because really the Mystics are just 1/2s. They don't do anything if those artifacts aren't there. Once they pop the artifacts out, they attack for 1. Really, you know.
Yeah.
Snapcaster Mage, just a 2-power dude. Like, it's awesome, but it gets its value when it hits the board, not necessarily when it's on board, unless it's got something to carry. So if he can deal with the equipment, it makes Jake's deck just that much less threatening, and both players playing Jace the Mind Sculptor, so to kind of try to match each other's Jaces. But Eric only has 2 Jace to Jacob's 3.
Yeah, Jace is really good,
Yeah,
especially in like a
really
matchup like this. I think Jake's heavily favored in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Jake's deck looked great in game 1. Kind of after sideboarding, it feels like Eric gets a little bit more of an edge. I mean, and maybe not.
The whole
not
thing is
totally,
that when I say I don't really like Ancient Grudge, sure it's good versus Jake's deck. I just hate sideboarding in such reactive cards like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like normally when you sideboard, you want to bring in a card because your opponent can't deal with it. For example, like
I
a
see.
Mirror Crusader,
Or Thrawn the Last Troll.
or like even like a Paladin and Vic. Like your opponent's playing mono red, you play like a Core Firewalker. They can't deal with it.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? I hate boarding in sideboard cards that are so narrow and specific to deal with cards that you're afraid of.
I see. So you'd rather sideboard into better threats than better answers.
Yeah, exactly. Or just cards that they can't deal with. Like,
Right.
my opponent is playing all 9 basic lands. I'm going to bring in my 4 Blood Moons. But your opponent has 1 Sword, a Feast and Famine, and you have to bring in 2 Ancient Grudges, for example.
Yeah.
You know, it's comical. I feel it's poor deck building. That's just my opinion.
That's really interesting logic. I like, you know, I like hearing what you're thinking about that. Because I think my natural inclination right away is say, okay, Batterskull beat me last game, and or you know did a number on me last game. I want to be able to kill it, and so I think naturally I want to bring in Ancient Grudge.
Yeah.
We'll be able to see.
I mean,
exactly
I'm saying, like, if I was Eric, maybe I would bring in, I would probably bring in Ancient Grudge. If somebody handed me this deck list and said play this, I would bring in Ancient Grudges.
You might not even play them on the sideboard, or what?
Yeah, or I would just build a deck differently. That's you know, yeah. All right, so Eric's on the play though. All right, looking at some tweets. No one's saying anything too crazy.
Nope.
All right, so Eric starts off with a sack land.
And JBL matches it. Both players does Scalding Tarn on turn 1.
Yep.
Misty Rainforest from Eric, and he cracks the Scalding Tarn.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Eric fetches up a mountain.
Grim Lavamancer from Eric.
All right. Lavamancer's going to resolve. And let's see if Jake gets stifled. He does get stifled.
Yeah, Jake apparently.
Uncertain why Jake blew that sack land right there.
Yeah, so Jake gets the stifle on his Scalding Tarn.
Yeah.
Not.
I mean, Jake was in no rush to really do anything. He doesn't need to like instantly plow that Lavamancer.
Yeah.
He doesn't really want to brainstorm right there. But
you know, he could be trying to do the next level thing, making Eric waste his stifle if he has it.
I mean, you don't want to get stone rained for 1 mana. You know what I'm saying?
It seems bad. I'm
Yeah.
You know, trying to look at the positive if there is any.
Yeah.
If maybe it was at all intentional, but maybe Jake just made a mistake.
No, I mean sometimes Jake might have got to read that he bored out the stifles or he just didn't have it. I mean, we didn't see his hand, but I mean personally, I would not have sacked it there.
Pretty sure Jake, yeah, he's a flooded strand, I think.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So he's still okay. He didn't keep like a 1-lander or a 2-lander, or if he did, he drew into some more.
What's that? A foil? What? Misty?
Yeah.
All right.
On Eric's side of the board.
Yeah.
So there's a preordained from Eric.
Like, is there any reason why Eric plays a Misty before the preordain? Like, shouldn't he just preordain first? Like, these are all really, really minor things, but for people at home who want to like get better and learn a lot more, like, wouldn't it be better just to go preordain first?
Yeah, I guess I'm not thinking.
I don't see why Eric has to commit to playing his Misty Rainforest before he gets a chance to see what 2 cards.
He's gonna get, right?
Yeah.
I understand your logic. Yeah, I don't think I don't think there's any good reason for him to go with that. I can't think of any reason why he would want to have that in play first.
Yeah, I mean, this is why Finkel got so good. You know, he would always tap his correct mana, even if it had no relevance. He would always tap the non-dual lands and leave open like his dual lands, like just small things like that. I mean, it's just one of the reasons, but
yeah, it's good points.
All right.
And I think it's those minor details that a lot of people don't pick up on.
Yeah.
Myself included a lot of times.
All right, so Jake fetches up. I like how Jake only gets his basic lands because he knows Eric has 4 wastelands in his deck. And then Jake passes the turn. All right, so he preordains.
Another preordained from Eric, this time before his land drop.
So I see a Tropical Island and a Jace. Pretty good. There's a Trop Island, and he swings it for 1 with Grim Lavamancer.
I mean, I ate. It's up to you. Doesn't matter to me.
All right, and there's a Pyroblast on the Repeal.
Yeah, it's not looking as good for Jake on this game, in this game as it was last game.
I mean, I think it's fine as long as that Jace doesn't resolve.
Adds an island to the board and passes.
Yeah.
Eric has access to 4 mana here, if not 5 if he plays mana. And did he just pass?
Yeah. I think Jace won.
There's a Swords to Plowshares from Jake for the Grim Lavamancer, and a Counterspell from Eric. Spell Snare from Jake.
Pretty good for Jake. I don't know why Eric's fighting so hard over this Lavamancer.
And he activates the Lavamancer.
Like, does he think Lavamancer's going to deal 20?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Eric, I wouldn't even care. I would, yeah, sure, kill my Lavamancer.
Right. Just outplay something bigger like
Isn't the Lavamancer out of the game, or no?
Yeah, I think it is. Did he not?
It looked like he did not put it out of the game. It looks like it's right on the counter spell.
Yeah,
okay.
did.
Alright, so Jake draws. Don't really know what he drew. Alright,
Plays
this
Scalding Tarn.
Scalding Tarn.
Fetches it, or fetches with it.
Yeah, I mean, this just opens up Eric right now to, like, Jake having a Jace the Mind Sculptor, for example. And that's exactly what he has. Alright, so Jake decides to brainstorm. I see a bunch of actual real brainstorms in Jake's hand.
Lavamancer does shut down a lot of Jake's deck. Right? Shuts down the. It kills the Snapcaster, kills the Vendilion Click, kills Stoneforge Mystic, kills Spellstarter, right?
Somebody asked about the Fabiano method in an article. If you can tell me what it is, I'll talk about it more.
Apparently, it's in this article.
Yeah, I don't know what article it is. Oh. Oh, okay. In Osip's article? Okay, yeah. I'll probably get to that later.
So Jace the Mind Sculptor, better than all, basically.
Yeah. I mean, Jake's in a great spot right here. I can't tell if he has a Force of Will or not in his hand.
It's Jake the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah, it really is. Alright, there's a Jace by Eric.
There's Jace from Eric. Now, unless Jacob has a Force of Will.
Like, the whole entire game would have been different.
Okay.
If
Jaces kill each other.
If Eric didn't worry about the Lavamancer dying.
Why you think?
Because Jake couldn't even have played. Jake couldn't
have played Jace. Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't have played Jace last turn because he didn't have 5 mana to have Spell Snare backup. I don't know. Somebody's saying the Lavamancer.
Talking about Lavamancer killing Stoneforge. I don't know if it matters as much in a long game as it seems.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I understand it kills a lot of guys. But Eric also has removal. So
historically, you never want to fight over anything when it's your turn. So.
Yeah. So Jake casts Vendilion Click. Eric casts Vendilion Click in response. Eric resolves, targets Jake. Jake responds to the targeting with the Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah.
Swords resolves, removing the.
I'm uncertain why Eric responded with his Vendilion Click.
And
what is it? Brainstorming what?
I'm having trouble. It's an FNM something.
Somebody definitely knows at home.
Yeah. What is that card next to Brainstorm? I think it's just got a funny look to it because it was foil. Well, whatever it was, he took it. Can we find out what he did? Oh, it was a Spellstarter.
Spray.
Okay. Wow, it didn't even look like that. So it was the F&M spell stutter sprite that was in his hand, and now Jake's still in the stack. Eric is brainstorming. So
do you understand why it didn't make sense for Eric to respond with his Vidalian Click? Because that leaves Jake the chance to plow his Vidalian Click and leave his Vidalian Click in play.
Which is exactly what happened.
Yes. For example, all Eric had to do was say, okay, Vidalian Click resolves. With the ability on the stack, I play my own Vidalian Click, the Legend rule.
Right, just to kill it. Yeah. I see what you're saying. So it looks like JBL is seeing double Goyf in Eric's hand.
Yeah. Double Goyf, I would...
Yeah, he gets rid of one.
Yeah,
I mean, he's used 2 plows now, so maybe he...
Who has? Oh yeah, he already used 2 plows.
Jake's used 2 plows, yeah, so...
Ooh, Snapcaster Mage, nice. Good draw for Jake. Jake, it looks like Jake is Brainstorm, Snapcaster. Once again, I would have Brainstormed, though. I don't know why Jake always passes the turn.
People are asking why the Vendilion Clicks didn't Legend rule each other out. They were on the stack together. They weren't ever on the board together.
Yeah, I just explained it, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to clarify it.
Yeah.
So, Tarmogoyf sees Snapcaster from Jake, sees Red Elemental Blast from Eric, Brainstorm from Jake.
See, if Jake would have just Brainstormed in his turn, he would have been able to hit his next land drop if he wanted to have a land drop, like a Caracas, for example.
Right.
Or even he could have had a sack land in play for his second Brainstorm. I'm going to tell Jake afterwards that he should be brainstorming at his turn in these type of scenarios. Do you see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Main phase brainstorm.
Yeah,
not something to be afraid of. You know, like you can definitely main phase a brainstorm just because it has an instant. Just because you can cast it anytime doesn't mean you should always wait until your opponent's turn. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And to hit a land drop seems reasonable, especially when he's got 2 brainstorms. Yeah. So Goyf resolves.
Now
Jake's unable to find an answer to the Pyro Blast, or the Red Elemental.
Yeah, I would have just played Caracas. See, it looked like Jake played the Misty, but he picked it up in time, I guess, if the judge says okay. Because now he's able to block, return the Vidalian Click, and keep clicking Eric, or even click himself if he wanted to.
All right, Tarmogoyf into the red zone. Wastelanded. Eric wastelands the Caracas. Doing the Tarmogoyf math.
Was there a reason why Jake didn't bounce his Vidalian Click? Is he afraid of I don't understand. Couldn't you got a free look at Eric's hand?
Yeah, he very well could have. Not sure what his line of thought was there. So it's another wasteland from Eric for Jacob's fresh Riptide Lab. Now this time, Jake does respond by returning the Vendilion Click to his own hand.
Yeah.
Before the Riptide Lab is wastelanded away. And now Jake can get the free look at Eric's hand here if he wants, if it resolves. So plays Vendilion Click.
Alright, Spell Snare.
Sees Spell Snare. Jake probably says keep it. Yeah.
I'd probably chump here. Doesn't want to jump. Okay. I mean, yeah, maybe chumping's too bad, but...
Oh, there's a life totals correct? Jake's up 2 now, okay.
It just makes like any Lavamancer legal, just in case he still has Bolt in his deck.
Yeah. It's scary. So there's another brainstorm.
It hurts him on like sack lands, like now he can only use 1 sack land instead of 2. Alright, so Jake drew into a Snapcaster Mage, it looks like. So he's going to be able to Snapcaster...
Beautiful Snapcaster, Brainstorm, Spell Pierce.
No, he can't because Eric has a Spell Snare, and Jake doesn't have a counter back for the Spell Snare.
Yeah.
So Jake cannot play Snapcaster. Do not play Snapcaster. Okay, good. He doesn't play. See, the other thing is that if Jake previously did the Vidalian Click thing, then he could have done it again, and then he could have taken away the Spell Snare if he brainstormed in response because he knew he was drawing a Snapcaster. So because Jake waited on the brainstorm so much, and the previous turn, I think he did forget to return the Videnic Click. Do you remember? With the Caracas? Jake actually would have known he had Spell Snare, because I'm pretty sure that was the same card in his hand for 2 turns. Jake would actually have been in the spot where he could have went Snapcaster this turn, Cloudy Tormaglyph, and instead of a Spell Snare, Eric would have had a mystery card. And it, maybe it was just a land, and now Jake's doesn't have to worry about the Glyph anymore.
Right, I see. I get what you're saying. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Oh, so Jake's forced to brainstorm now. 1. Oh wow, drew Jace.
Jace, Force of Will.
All right.
Flooded Strand.
Well, Jake got rewarded by drawing a Jace, and he's just going to drop Jace and bounce Goyf. All right, so Jake all of a sudden is in look, a Jace right there is just turning the game around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jace the Mind Sculptor.
It's so funny.
Gets Jake right back into the game. So Tarmogoyf again from Eric.
Yeah.
All
he has to do is bounce again. Bounce the Goyf. Yep.
Bounce again.
Beat him for 3. And now he's just going to hard cast Force of Will when Eric tries to play Goyf.
Yep. Wasteland for Eric. And surprise.
Looks like Eric did draw a counter though. But yeah, Jake's just no. Why would Jake not hard cast Force of Will there?
Maybe he's just going to use the Jace again to bounce it. I don't know.
Why would he want to use the Jace again to go to 0?
Brainstorms now. Draw Swords of Plowshares.
Does it not make sense just to force the Goyf right there?
I thought that's what he was going to do too.
Yeah.
Keep losing your phone.
Yeah, my phone keeps falling out of my pocket.
I thought that he was going to do too. Force the Goyf, and then he can use the Jace for whatever. But he instead leaves the Goyf there, uses Jace to brainstorm, draws into a Path to Exile, uses that on the Tarmogoyf, sees a
and Jake doesn't even have Force in his hand anymore. How does he not have his Force in his hand
put it
anymore?
back with the Jace brainstorm now.
Why would he put it back? Because he knows that guy has Spell Snare in his hand.
Is he going to draw the Spell Snare here? Oh, so
This doesn't make sense at all.
Draws out Spell Snare here, so Eric cracks the fetch.
Yeah.
Spell Snare, which Jake knew he had. Now he plays Snapcaster. I like this actually. He's putting more threats on the board with the Snapcaster. He draws out the Spell Snare with the counter spell.
But he could just make that Spell Snare be pretty much dead in his hand, and he could put away a Snapcaster with a Jace if he wanted to. Right? Like, does that not make sense? Like, I honestly feel Jake might have forgot that he had Spell Snare. I could be wrong. So
yeah, you could be. To me, I like it because he's shortening the clock, and maybe that's what he was trying to do, knowing that he had Spell Snare. After he saw that he had Counterspell, figuring he could draw out the Spell Snare with the Counterspell, and then play Snapcaster.
But I mean, Jake doesn't know that Eric has Counterspell in his hand.
No. He knew he had Spell Snare though. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, he knew that he had Spell Snare, but he didn't know that he had Counterspell because Eric just drew Counterspell.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, it is a little bit weird, but I think I like the end result for Jake. I don't know if he intended to come.
Yeah,
he shortened the clock.
Jake just drew very well. I mean, the Jace is what got him back in the game.
So did Eric just top deck a Tarmogoyf and play it? Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. See, somebody tweeted in.
Jake forgot that.
I mean, we don't know, but
yeah. Well, he's at 1 life right now, so he definitely has to hardcast it.
What's Jake's hand? What's that white card?
Force Swords of Plowshares.
So why did he throw away Jace? I mean, like, it didn't matter, but I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Jake won.
Jake takes the match.
Yeah. Regardless, Jake won.
There's a lot of decisions and a lot of different.
Yeah.
It's a crazy decision tree right there. You can go any number of ways that lead all